What is up, everybody? Welcome to Shootin' the Sith episode 8. I'm very excited to be here. The show's been on hiatus because I need something to talk about. Well, guess what, people? We have a shitload to talk about. I am the really Grand Inquisitor, Mr. Tim Tabal. You all know me. With me is my special guest co-host today, Mr. Rick Sanders. Rick, what is going on, my brother?
Woo! That's good, baby.
I'm so glad you're here.
On this side of the empire.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're an Empire show. Remember that. Where we follow law and order, like my man Freck. We'll get to that. But first of all, Rick, tell me right now, right at the bat, favorite movie and why. I like to put people on the spot. Star Wars movie, I mean.
All right, I was like, oh man, favorite movie all time ever.
No, not all time ever. Star Wars movie. I like to put people on the spot for the first time on the show.
I'm gonna really confuse you right now.
Oh no, here we go.
At the current moment, my favorite one is actually Rogue One.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Because of its association to the universe.
That's fine.
It doesn't rely on anything else until Andor comes out. And I loved all the characters. So, like, original trilogy I loved, and I loved the 2000s. Actually, I loved the newest trilogy also. I'll die on every hill for every one of the films. However, Rogue One right now, it's just kind of my baby. It's the one I throw on for the random 15, 20 minutes of time to kill, and I just want to enjoy something awesome.
That's awesome. I love as long as it's, I'm not going to say long, because I love all of them too, so it doesn't matter. But we do have a third very special guest who's putting aside her apparently duties to join us real quick. You also know her from Skyline Reviews, the Disney show that comes on popculturepros.com. If you haven't seen it, make sure you see it. It's actually coming on right after this show, which means we have to move our asses because we have to get this show going so they can do their thing. Ashley, welcome to Shootin' the Sith. How are you?
What's up, dudes? How you doing?
Hanging in. I'm so glad you can pop on with us.
Yeah, me too. You texted me and I was like, we gotta get this show on the road.
That's right, exactly. You gotta get it going.
I got places to be.
Let's not waste the I gotta put you on the spot too, like I put Rick on the spot. Favorite movie and why? Star Wars movie.
Oh, I thought we were just going like any movie.
Oh no, I don't care if it's Wizard of Oz. I'm sorry, I have to start rephrasing that. Favorite Star Wars movie and why?
A New Hope, because it's OG, man.
It's
just, yeah. I just like you. I caught the end of what you were saying. Like you just put it on when you have time, and I catch myself even like at work. I'll be like, I have time. I'm just gonna watch A New Hope. So, yeah, that's the one for me, definitely.
And of course, mine is Empire. I watched Empire Strikes Back. I would say one time there was a week, a stretch where I watched it like almost twice a day. Just kept putting it on because it was in there. And if I changed it, I was like, I'm just gonna keep putting it on. So yeah, that is my favorite. It always has been. That's the one I remember vividly seeing in the movie theater for the first. I did see Star Wars in the theater, but I was 2. I don't remember, but I was there.
Which one did I see first? I don't remember.
I saw Empire. I remember it vividly. So that's. I guess it's stuck in my head for some reason.
Nice, very nice.
So,
has been one of the Clone Wars ones for me.
Yeah, I think that was one of the ones for me too.
Because you're youngins. You youngins
I remember Tim, you and Ed.
What's up, boss?
A couple of times during the when they did the re-releases in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and Eddie went to go see those, and I was like playing basketball those nights.
All right, so this past weekend, Star Wars Celebration, another event that I haven't gone to in a long time. I went to Celebration 3 out in Ashley's home turf of Indiana. That was a long ass time ago. I haven't gotten back to Celebration. I am not happy about it, and hopefully they come on the East Coast. I think Europe's their next stop, which that does nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. I can't go to Europe to see a Tauntaun. So that's what. Oh, Steve, Rick, you got a question here. Is that Rick playing hard to get? Hard to get. What is boss? What are you talking about, boss?
Did you watch any of the lives where that guy like made that Tauntaun?
Yes.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. That was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this past weekend, Star Wars Celebration had a crazy amount of stuff going on. We're going to start with the very first show that was talked about, Andor. And like you said, Rick, if you love Rogue One, this is probably going to be your show. So, guys, give me your first. Actually, you go first. Give me your opinion on the trailer. Did you watch the trailer? What do you think about Andor? And are you loyal to the Empire? Are you loyal to the is this your show? Is this your rebellion show?
I feel like so I did watch the trailer. It was really good, and I feel like Rogue One is one of those movies that people just like kind of skip over because it's not part of the originals. So like seeing that was like, oh, that will give Rogue One more attention, the attention that it basically deserves, and I'm excited because I wanted more. I wanted more of it.
Are you a big Andor fan? Did you like the character of Andor?
I did, yeah. I like the whole. I loved Rogue One as well. So I mean, just seeing that out, yeah, I was just really excited.
Rick, what'd you think of the trailer? And how excited are you for this one?
Oh God, I watched the trailer 2 or 3 times in a row, and then I watched trailer breakdown videos for like the next 2 hours. So I can't wait to nerd out on it. I was a huge Clone Wars fan and like Rebels fan, so the universe building like on that micro level, like I'm all about it. So I'm really excited for every little thing that might have been teased in that trailer that we saw.
And now, what about? Let me ask you a quick question. Like I said, I'm loyal to the Empire. I'm sorry, I'm just sharing the show out still. As a loyal Empire guy, Rogue One was the movie, in my opinion, that proved that the Rebel Alliance are the bad guys. Opinion, please.
You're not wrong.
Look at the things that Andor did in that movie, and tell me they're not the bad guys.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something that that Star Wars has done really well from the beginning. Is good guys and bad guys depends on what side you're on.
Okay.
It's not as black and white as it used to be. Apparently, there are some people that enjoy being part of the Empire.
As we will see in when we get to Obi-Wan, we'll see that.
Yeah.
Some people just like Law and Order.
Yeah, some people just like
I did not know Zach Braff played that guy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I saw that.
We'll get to that too as one of the Easter eggs. Rick, real quick, the boss said a certain fight pod. Boss, I just talked to him about it. It's coming. Calm down.
Oh yes, I was wondering if he was watching that conversation.
No, he wasn't watching that conversation.
He's got access to the behind the scenes.
It is coming, boss. So let's take it easy. Now the next one we're going to jump right into is probably the one that I am. Well, no, Acolyte is the one I'm most excited about. But the next one we're going to talk about is Ahsoka. They did show some footage. It's bootlegged. You have to go try to find it somewhere. And the most exciting about this one is you get to see the Rebels crew in live action form, which totally blew my mind. And Rosario Dawson came out on the stage, pulled Chopper out on stage with her. What a great moment that was. Rick, did you watch Rebels? Did you get a hold of Rebels? And tell me what you think about Ahsoka.
I was all about Rebels. I love Ahsoka. And I think we're talking about Ahsoka, but I think her relationship to Anakin and all that stuff that we saw from Rebels, I think that that's a lot of what's going to play out in the Obi-Wan series. I think that there's going to be, remember how the boss man says it, it's like a poem that in every verse it repeats itself. So I think that there was a lot that we saw in Rebels with her relationship to Anakin and then, Vader. I think a lot of that is going to play out in reverse in the Obi-Wan series, which I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, Ashley, how about you?
Let me just refer you to the 2 Ahsoka pops that are just right behind me.
Nice.
Big Ahsoka fan. Yeah, so I think I'll forever be working my way through Clone Wars. Because I can just never get through all of it.
It's a commitment.
Yeah. So I mean, just like with A New Hope, when I have downtime, I watch it. But I am also a huge Ahsoka fan. I'm so excited for that. I think that's one of the ones that I've been looking forward to for a while. Ever since rumor of it was coming, I was like, yes, this is gonna be it.
And if you had to pick an actress, Rosario Dawson is probably perfect, as close to perfect casting as you can get.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal actress as well. I mean, just with that little bit in The Mandalorian. I mean.
Mm-hmm. How did you feel? I love when she said to Luke, "You're just like your father," and I was like, "Whoa!" I got the goosebumps.
Every time I see her in one of those series, I'm like, "Whoa!"
We're getting so many of those moments in all of these series. It's like it's the best, and they call it fan service. if the hairs of my arms are standing up, that's not fan service. That's magic.
That's just good goddamn storytelling there. That's all
Yeah.
it is. So yeah, Ahsoka, I cannot wait for either. We're gonna get live action Ezra Bridger. We're gonna get live action Sabine. We're gonna get we saw Chopper at Celebration. I'm just gonna be so blown away. And of course, Grand Admiral Thrawn. Let's hope. I'm hoping and praying because he's gonna be another great villain as far as the Star Wars universe goes. Wait, hold on. This is I've been very patient negotiations. Can't wait. That's for you, Rick. Boss is waiting. Well, while I brought it up, the next show that we were talking about is Acolyte. They didn't really talk too much about Acolyte. Acolyte takes place in the olden days, back in the days of the Old Republic. It's from the Sith point of view, which is what I love about it. The only thing they did mention was that they're going to start pulling characters from Legends, thank you, Jesus, and all that stuff to finally make them canon. So is there anybody you guys who hope they're going to bring in from Legends, bring in from the old school that you want to see? Obviously, I think everyone's answer is going to be Darth Raven. That's probably everyone's go-to. But you guys have anybody else you guys want to see really brought into I hate the word canon?
Yeah, right.
I hate that word.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Star Wars. I hate being on here and saying that, but I'm a new Star Wars fan, so I don't know enough about all of that to have an opinion on it. I barely saw anything about Acolytes to begin with, so I unfortunately am not good for this question. That's fine.
So, Rick?
I'm very much in the Star Wars is just like the MCU. So I like how they canonize and things are not canon. To me, everything is canon. And it's all lighting up. It rarely does it ever dispute itself, and when it does, it's by the people that are trying to write canon anyway. The only thing that I'm really excited for, that I would literally start an online petition for, is a Star Wars horror movie. And if you've ever read Blood Harvest, where it's Chewbacca and Han Solo, and they land on a derelict ship, and it's got zombie aliens on it, very much like shout out to Ed Camus, 28 Days Later.
No. Worst
but
movie ever.
I need at this point, I need a Star Wars horror movie. And I know that there's been a couple of books that have horror elements that are part of the Legend series and just part of the book canon. Canon. That's my only wish and want at this point for things that I'm not getting.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, a horror movie would be out. Zombie Stormtroopers. It's been done in book form. We just haven't seen it on screen yet. So hey, I'm all for that too. I'll take anything Star Wars for me though. I don't care what it is.
There's a lot of
I'll watch it.
It's been a while since we've had a musical.
I'll do a musical. I would love to see a music. Hey, Robot Chicken did Empire Strikes Back on ice, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, they did.
It was fantastic. I would say I would go watch that in a heartbeat. Twice I would do it in a row. Matinee and evening special. I can't wait for that.
There you go.
Ashley, you were going to say something.
Oh, I was going to say they did a lot of announcements with the books and stuff too.
Yeah, the video games, the sequel to that's going to be pretty cool. That's a character too, rumored. Cal's his name.
Cal Kestis.
From the Jedi. He is rumored to also be going to be a live action, and I love that actor. I love that guy. I think
the guy from Shameless.
He's probably the best Joker we've seen in a long time, even though he wasn't really the Joker they're saying on Gotham, but he was fantastic as the Joker on Gotham. I don't care what anybody says. Next up, a brand new one that just came out of nowhere. Star Wars Skeleton Crew with Jude Law at the helm about a group of 10-year-old kids lost in space. I don't know what it's going to take place after Return of the Jedi and will fit with the timeline of The Mandalorian and Ahsoka. So we very well see those characters pop up in Skeleton Crew. And Jude Law, I mean, you can't go wrong with Jude Law. I mean, Rick, what do you think? Are you excited about this one? A show with 10-year-old kids running around? I
did not see this one. Somehow I missed this.
Oh, really?
Maybe I was probably watching a breakdown of Andor.
It's also John Watts, by the way, who did the Spider-Man movies.
Oh, nice.
Who's doing it? Yeah. It says, I'll tell you real quick. Skeleton Crew will follow a group of 10-year-old kids from a small planet who get lost in the galaxy far, far away, must try to find their way home. Story will take place after Return of the Jedi and will fit with the timeline of The Mandalorian and Ahsoka. And it stars Jude Law. I don't know who Jude Law is because he's not a 10-year-old kid. So I guess we'll see what Jude Law is going to do.
De-age him.
So are we ready for a show led by 10-year-old kids or whatever?
I think it'll be interesting to see what they run into, like on the show.
I think it'll probably pull out a lot of cool stuff with kids. This might be This might be your horror show, Rick.
Yeah, it could be. I was gonna say I just saw something pretty. I still watch The Walking Dead, and World Beyond was kind of similar. They had a bunch of young kids that grew up post-zombie apocalypse, and we got to see like their point of view. It wasn't the greatest thing of all time, but as somebody that loves universe building, the different point of view is what makes it what it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then if it's really kick-ass, then even better.
And of course, the main event. Well, for most people, the main event. We finally got first look at season 3 of The Mandalorian. Oh boy, people love that Grogu, man. I should have brought Grogu instead of my Stormtrooper helmet. I got to put him back there for next show. Again, I mean, what can you say? Filoni and Favreau, they are the new rock stars of Lucasfilm, of Disney. They've basically been saying, here's the keys, do what you got to do. They pretty much saved Star Wars after the hatred of the Disney trilogy, which is I call it. I don't think it's as bad as people want it. People just...
People love to tear shit apart.
Oh, it's so bad. And Star Wars fans seem to be the worst, which I'm kind of offended by. Very toxic. Which, again, we'll get to when we talk about Obi-Wan. Because, of course, there's hatred in this TV show, which blows my freaking mind.
There's a lot of opinions, for sure.
So, again, Rick, Mandalorian Season 3, I know every pumped for it. What'd you think of the footage? Did you watch the trailer?
I saw some of the trailer for that one. I'm going to tell you, when I really love something, and it's like, I'm going to do it, like almost every Marvel movie, Eddie hates this when I'm on Peach Tea, and we're talking trailers, and I'm like, I'm not going to watch that trailer. I want to walk into that Spider-Man movie and like just see what happens. And with Mandalorian, I love the Mandalorian series. There's not a bad episode in the bunch. I even love the Mandalorian episode in Boba Fett. It's I'm so pumped for it. I want it to be very fresh and new to me when I watch it. So I started watching it and I got excited and I just shut it off.
Oh, hey, that's up
I
to you.
applaud you for that. Yeah,
Ashley,
it's really hard. It's my fan. Well, I give you. I'm like that so much. When me and my wife had our daughter, we didn't want to know what we were having until she came out. So I will wait for when things are good. I will wait.
Dude, you people drive me crazy with that. That drives me insane. So did you have a boy name and a girl name ready to go? Or you gonna wait to see what she looks like?
We had everything ready to go, and her room is neutral because my wife went to the U, so she just has Miami University room, University of Miami, excuse me. So when my wife gave birth and they picked her up and held her in front of me, I was like, oh my God, where's his dick? Because we expected a boy so much. They picked her up and held her up to me. And I was like, wait, he's missing something. No, but that's my baby. I love her so much. But yeah, it was the hardest thing in the world to not know. But at some point, you convince yourself what it is. And then,
I would say I'm the opposite. I have to know. And after I had my daughter, when the next one's coming, they said it's a boy. I said, no, it isn't. I thought I was getting another girl. I was like, this is gonna be me. They're like, hey, no, it's a boy. I'm like, no, it isn't. It's not gonna be a boy. No. Look, here it is. Look. I'm like, no. I didn't really believe it until later on. I was like, okay, we're having a boy. Awesome. So
that's
actually, Mandalorian. How about you? What do you think of the trailer?
I feel like I didn't see the trailer. I know I watched it all, but I feel like I didn't catch the trailer. I kind of want to go watch it right now. But I love Mando, man. I have seen a lot of like Cara Dune coming back.
Not Gina Carano, no.
Well, I saw that like she is coming back.
She is, but she's not. I know. Who knows what's going to happen? Hey, they punished her long enough.
Wait, did they resolve her issue?
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't think you can resolve her issue.
Yeah, I don't think there's any resolving to do there.
Her issue is her mindset, and she ain't changing her mindset. So
Yeah, but I
whatever.
mean, yeah, I'm excited for it. I love Mando.
Yeah, they say this is going to be the season where we actually going to get to see Mandalore. He has to go back to redeem himself from taking his helmet off, and the only way he can do that is go back to Mandalore, and it looked fantastic. So you guys got to watch that trailer. Oh God, I'm sorry, Rick's not going to watch the trailer. See, you know, make me laugh. Ed gets so mad at me because we'll talk about Ed again. I'm the guy who wants to watch the trailer. I don't care if it has special effects. I don't care if it has sound. I want to watch Star Wars now. Like, I want to see all this stuff now. I don't care if it's not finished. I don't care if it doesn't have a soundtrack. I'll watch a movie with guys going pew pew. As long as I get to see like some spoilers in there, I'm good to go.
Make your own sound effects.
Have either of you ever seen that bootleg version of the Logan movie that they were selling on the trains?
Yeah.
No.
With no special effects or anything.
Yeah.
I still own my copy. I found it the other day. I was like, it's gold.
That's awesome. I never even heard of that before. I'll have to look
You've
that
never.
up.
The bootleggers had a version of Logan ready that had no special effects on it. So there's scenes where you see like a drawing of a plane and like that's and it's not even like a storyboard. It's like somebody took a pencil and drew a plane.
That's fantastic.
You can see all the wires when they're flipping around. It's great. I might make you a copy of my copy and send it out.
Oh my God, I have to have that. Yeah. I would just sit there and die laughing. I miss those bootleggers, man. I miss those guys. They're not around anymore. They cracked down on those guys. The Bad Batch. Did you guys watch the first season of The Bad Batch?
I started Clone Wars because I wanted to know what was going on in Bad Batch, so I'm working my way towards it.
You're working your way through. Rick, you watch Bad Batch?
I'm all about Bad Batch.
Did you watch again? I guess you didn't watch the trailer for season 2 though.
I didn't watch.
We're gonna move right along then.
they earned my love. You know, they earned my love already. Then in their own series, they really stood out. I can't wait to see them in real life, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on then. Tales of the Jedi. My God, I like this one a lot too. Animated show, going back in time. We're gonna get ourselves a young Qui-Gon Jinn, following a young Count Dooku before he turns into the dark side. Oh my goodness!
It's gonna be another one of those where I'm just like, ah!
I can't wait to see a young Count Dooku, especially, and a young Qui-Gon. Let's see when he turns hippie, because as we know, he's basically the hippie of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Well, the major hippie, I should say. He don't follow no rules. You know, he thinks outside the box. He's the one who learned how to become a blue ghost. You know, so he's the hippie of the Jedi, and that's saying a lot because those guys are basically hippies. Who was the other? Sorry, I have to look at my notes. There was another. They're not just following them; they're following somebody else too. Would it be a young Obi-Wan? I don't know.
That would be like a super young Obi-Wan.
I'm ill prepared. Yeah, he'll probably pop on later. He'll be a kid. He'll be a little kid on that show, so that's even better. I absolutely love that.
He'd be like Anakin's age when we first met him. He'd be like that small.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what my notes. Visions will be coming back. I don't know if anybody's watched Visions. That was the animated special. Pretty badass.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I wasn't into the whole Japanese animation kind of stuff, but those are really kick-ass cartoons.
The animation threw me off, though. And I was watching all those terribly animated Clone Wars episodes, and somehow
the originals, you mean? The original Clone Wars? Those are awesome. Well, how awesome are those now to look back on?
Oh, no. Storytelling, they're amazing. But to watch them, like, I feel like I'm watching a Lego movie.
The 2-minute episodes, those ones you're talking about, the Cartoon Network?
Yeah, but also the ones that came after, like the regular series.
Really? You don't like the animation?
Mm.
I love the animation. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have anything else from the celebration? I don't remember. My mind's slipping. I'm an old man. And I try to take a bunch of notes. But like you said, games, Lego, all kinds of crap was announced. So if I missed something, please help me out.
I looked up Tales of the Jedi, and it says that one of them is going to follow Ahsoka Tano.
Oh, there you go, young Ahsoka too. Then
Yeah, so that'll be good. No, I
So-
watched a lot of just the sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I watched a bunch of just like the live feeds, so it was just like all like the random panels of stuff.
Yeah, the panels were great. The Obi-Wan, I'm gonna call him that. Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, that one was great. They had a lot of, I hate the fact that Hayden Christensen has to say, "Oh, I'm glad they finally came around and he's not getting abused anymore." And come on, man, it's what a horrible group of people we are, our Star Wars fans, for bludgeoning these poor people.
Same thing happened to Andrew Garfield.
Yeah,
Spider-Man. He was the bastard Spider-Man, and now everybody's like, "I love Andrew. He stole the movie."
Look at poor Jake Lloyd. Jake Lloyd played the original Anakin Skywalker. He got bullied into drugs and stealing and jail, and the kid never acted again because people shit on him for that role. He was a little
I'm sure
kid.
there were other factors in that. Let's be honest.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but I think a million people on the internet telling you suck have to have a little effect on you after a little
It
while.
was closer to 9 million.
My wife bullies me, and I want to go hide in a hole.
Yeah.
Can't imagine a million people.
All right, so let's get to the main event because I am super pumped. I'm very excited. This was the show that I really, really, really wanted, especially considering they got Ewan McGregor back, they got Hayden Christensen back. First 3 episodes, I have minor issues with, but they did blow my mind. I have like very minor, stupid little picky things about them. Overall, before we get started, how are you guys loving the series so far, or not loving it? Maybe you don't love it.
How does Obi-Wan look the same throughout it all? He does not age a bit.
No.
Like, not saying that he needs to look older now, but like, he just always looks the same. Doesn't get any older, doesn't get any younger.
It's money.
Jeans.
Yeah. I'm into that.
He has good Kenobi genes. Good Kenobi. Hey, whatever do you want to do? I'm happy. But they took the gray away. He had the gray in Revenge of the Sith a little bit, just starting out.
Yeah.
And that's gone. Well, because his hair is long, but still.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Okay.
We'd see more gray.
Little things you gotta let go. Let it go.
Just to pick that tiny little thing.
That's my thing to the Star Wars universe. Let it go. Just let this one little thing go, please. Instead of bullying somebody into rehab like you did with Jake Lloyd.
Poor Jake Lloyd.
I mean, I hope the little Princess Leia girl. Please leave this girl alone.
She's so nice.
Please leave her alone. And she looks just like my niece, by the way. Dead ringer. I showed my mother. She goes, "Oh my God, that's her." I was like, "I told you." Looks just like her. Acts like her too, by the way.
There you go, Halloween costume.
That's true. All right, so Obi-Wan, episode 1. Again, I'm sitting there watching this. I can't believe it. I'm 10 years old again. I'm like, holy shit! I can't believe this is happening. We open up with a whole big recap of what happened. They showed no Clone Wars footage though, but we got episodes 1 through everything to get you caught up on what was going on. I was so excited about this one. And after the recap, we hit right into Order 66. We are at the Jedi Temple. We got a couple kids doing some yoga with some Jedi. Clone troopers burst the door opening, miss, because that's, I guess, what they do. How do you miss? They bucked like 10 shots and missed every kid and the Jedi.
These are clone troopers too. These are not the human replacements. These guys shouldn't be missing that many shots.
Well, they missed. And this Jedi took a lightsaber to their asses, and they brought them out into the hallway. And these kids are all, Jedi gets chopped down. These kids don't know what to do. One kid takes charge. We are to believe that one kid will turn out to be Reva later on in the series. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's very possible. So real quick, I'm going to break it down. How'd the opening grab you guys?
I was all about it. So I play a lot of softball. And in softball, you buy a bat. It takes like a year or 2 to break it in. You buy a really good bat, and we say it's hot out the wrapper. This episode was hot out the wrapper. The recap had my heart racing, had to pause it, go get something to drink and come back. And then when it jumped right into the action, Grogu put us there last series, when we saw where he was at. We don't know who saved him. That's something maybe we learned in this series. but it just, we had a glimpse of what was going on there. We've always had glimpses, and I feel like this intimate showing of what was going on, it was amazing.
And we'll probably get. I think we're going to get more flashbacks to that, to the temple for Order 66, which hoping they're going to give us some Anakin chopping kids in half.
No.
We never actually saw it. We just got the boom.
Yeah, so we got the lightsaber. Ashley, how'd you like the opening? What'd you think of the Order 66?
I didn't know its purpose. Like, it happened, and then I watched it again. I was like, I don't know what the purpose of this is, so I had to watch it a few times. So, like, hearing you guys talk about it, it makes a lot more sense. But like you guys said, I was into it. I was like, yep, this is a go.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, we cut away. It's 10 years later. We are on Tatooine. The first shot we see is, one little nice little town, and here come the Inquisitors. The Inquisitors are from Clone Wars, or from Rebels. They are basically Darth Vader's bitches. They're force sensitive enough to wield the lightsaber, but they will never ever be a Sith. They will never ever be a Jedi. They are not that capable, but they're capable enough to go out and hunt Jedi, which kind of doesn't make sense to me in a way, because a Jedi is a Jedi, an Inquisitor is an Inquisitor. But again, you'd let that go.
You let that shit go.
Just let shit go, man. It's all you got to do. Calm down, relax. So the three of them arrive, including the Grand Inquisitor. They're looking for a Jedi. And right away, I think people often think going, is this Obi-Wan? Is this Obi-Wan? No. We have another Jedi hiding out in Tatooine, living in some bar, hanging out in a bar, getting his tan on. Rava was his name. And I love the speech the Inquisitor gave. It was the one from the trailer about the Jedi, how they can't keep their mouth shut. They can't stay hidden. They have to help. It's in their nature. Absolutely love that speech. I would get that thing tattooed on my back if I could. That's how good it was. That's how freaking good it was. Ashley, take me through it. Your first thoughts of the Inquisitors.
I loved it. Like, I was the same way. I was like looking for Obi-Wan. I was like nitpicking every single person they showed in that little 2 minutes of everyone walking around the bar. And yeah, the third sister, man, not a woman to be messed with at all.
She is angry. She's an angry person.
I would not cross that woman. But then, when he throws whatever at that guy and the Jedi's, over there, holding it, and then everyone's looking at him for, 2 minutes, this is where I nitpick and say, why didn't he stop when everyone was looking at him?
True. But then don't forget, too, again, nitpicking, let it go. The Jedi don't necessarily have to use their hands. It's just something they do to kind of they don't have to.
No, it's true. Because when Jar Jar Binks was all using his force powers, we didn't really notice it until 15 years later when we watched the Blu-ray.
Are you a Jar Jar is the real Emperor believer? Is that what you're saying?
I'm a Jar Jar was a Sith believer.
Oh,
I don't know if he was the real Emperor, but I think he definitely...
Well,
it was a little too perfectly placed.
But he technically did create the Grand Army in Episode 2.
He did.
Technically. So, yeah. Rick, the Inquisitors. How you like the live-action Inquisitors?
I don't like them as much as I like the Inquisitors from the shows. I feel like with all the access to great makeup and stuff, these guys are kind of hokey looking.
They kind of look like the mask. The Jim Carrey mask.
Yeah, it's whoever did what was it, Cad Bane? Mm-hmm. Whoever did him should have done these guys. He looks so good, and these guys look like man. The scariest looking one is a chick with just her hair up.
She's angry. Well, she's angry. That's why. But the Grand Inquisitor was the first toxic fandom problem because he doesn't look like the Inquisitor from the series. But as we know what's coming up, that guy didn't last too long. So we may still have a shot at having the Grand Inquisitor from the show. Just saying, because it's a different timeline. Rebels takes place after this.
It's 5 years after, yeah.
I'm just saying. So people might have to shut their mouths and wait patiently, and we will get Jason Isaacs as the Grand Inquisitor, like it should be.
I may or may not be watching Rebels all this weekend.
Yeah, Rebels was.
They're really fast too. The episodes in an hour, you'll finish 3.
Because what the Clone Wars was great, but then Rebels the first time because it's especially me because of my age, it's all original trilogy stuff.
Mhm.
You don't get all the Clone Wars shit where they can make up anything they want because it takes. You get TIE fighters. You get the
Right.
Star Destroyer. You're like, oh, then get Tarkin, and you're like, oh my god, this is so great. So that like me was like a big, huge thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, we cut away. Rava does manage to escape. Third sister wants to go after him. The Inquisitor tells her to relax. He ain't going nowhere. We're gonna get him. Very confident group of people they are. Okay. And why they're so scared, I don't understand. They're so scared of these guys. I again, Rava might not be a full Jedi. He's in hiding for 10 years. All right, he's probably a little weak, a little bit of a nerd. I want to call him. Anyway, we cut away, and here we are. Obi-Wan Kenobi chopping some kind of meat, some kind of what is it called? A conveyor belt line, stealing meat, putting it in his bag. First shot we have him, he looks absolutely pathetic. I kind of dug it. I'm digging the way he's looking. 10 years in the desert, living by himself, talking to a Jawa of all people. Your first impressions of Obi-Wan, guys. I mean, beat up,
I was like, is that guy poor?
stealing what kind of meat was that a dewback?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that crap was. That was
I don't
nasty
know.
looking. That looked
like,
better. That looked better than the makeup. It did.
You're right.
It was. I'm a big fan of Better Call Saul, and Better Call Saul picks up with him like working in a Baskin Robbins, like no longer the badass like lawyer and all this stuff you saw on TV. So for me, this is the same thing. You know, this guy had to turn tail and just blend in with the normal people.
Yep.
Like
So,
this is his Clark Kent. You know.
Yeah, he grabs his Eopie after work. That he takes it out to the desert. You find he lives in a little cave. He's got his own low jack system where the little R2 piece pops up, gives him the green light or the red light, which I thought was really cool. So no one's lurking in his cave. Makes a nice dinner, Ray style from episode 7, whatever the hell that shit was, popped up. Doorbell rings. It's a goddamn Jawa, and I love me some Jawas. They are the funniest goddamn creatures in the Star Wars universe. Obi-Wan
Always
asked,
better than Ewoks.
of course. Obi-Wan asked, "Did you get what I wanted?" What he wanted was the big first Easter egg of the show. He bought the T-16 Skyhopper that Luke Skywalker was playing with in Episode 4 way back in the day. Bought it from the Jabba to give to young Luke. That was my first feeling of the new show. And the stupid Jabba stole parts from his evaporator to sell it back to him, which was, I thought, again, Jawas are just the funniest damn creatures. Funniest creatures in the world. Are you guys nerds like me? Did you know what the Skyhopper was, or is that just me?
I recognized it and I had to go back. I recognized it and I had to go back and Google.
Okay. Ashley, no nerd?
Nah, yeah, no.
Did you know that until just now?
Correct.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm here to educate just as much as.
Yeah.
I learned from somebody else that I'll never meet. I was just like, I know that, but what is it? And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Obi-Wan goes to sleep. We see his first nightmare. He has the nightmare of Anakin, flashes of his whole youth, his whole training, Mustafar, setting him on fire, burning him. And when he wakes up, the first thing he does is call out to Master Qui-Gon, which we first learned he has not learned to communicate with him yet. And which I thought was kind of a shock to me. I figured he would have had that shit down already. But he seems to have turned himself off to the Force because he doesn't seem very in tune with anything. The same thing we'll find out later on. He did not know that Anakin was alive, and Anakin was. And I thought he would have known right away, like at least within the first few months, who he really was. And not knowing was a huge part of the show and a huge part of what makes him Obi-Wan. So he sneaks out to the large homestead in the middle of the night, drops off the Skyhopper, and here comes his Jedi, Nari, stalking him in the middle of the desert, telling him, "You got to help me. You were a great Jedi once." And Ben, he's like, "Dude, call me Ben, and just get the hell out of here. I don't want nothing to do with you. Take your lightsaber, bury it in the sand, and get the hell out of here." Obi-Wan, this is not the Obi-Wan we know. What do you guys think of Obi-Wan here? Kind of a coward, kind of a dick.
Yeah. But honestly, warranted. He's been through a lot. That man's had some trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to support I think he disconnected from the Force thing. The last episode of Rebels, remember Ahsoka did the thing with Darth Vader. They did the Rey and Ben thing where they could see each other at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole time, Ben and Anakin should have, that same thing should have happened at some point. We've seen it happen multiple times. So I agree with you with him turning himself off from the Force. Same way when he has to save baby Leia from the fall, he didn't look super confident. And that was a pretty basic Jedi trick. Like,
yeah, we also know Luke did the same thing in The Last Jedi. He turned himself off completely because he didn't want to be found. He didn't want to be found. So it is something that they can do.
It's like Spider-Man with his web shooters wouldn't shoot anymore.
No, but I think that was a mental block. That was a mental block, I think. That was his impotence. Anyway, we cut away. All of a sudden, we find ourselves on Alderaan. I'm like, this was part of the show that I was like, what the hell is going on here? We find ourselves on Alderaan. A little girl getting dressed. In comes the queen saying, are you ready? To whip off her head. It's not her. Who's her? We don't know who her is. All of a sudden, we cut to this little girl running through the woods, being just a big pain in the ass, climbing up a tree, counting what ships she sees leaving the atmosphere, having a good old time. And then we finally hear, Leia, what are you doing? What's your thoughts off the bat that we're getting a young Princess Leia in this show, guys?
My wife ruined this scene for me. Miss, I had never watched anything Star Wars, was like, hey, I think I heard that the girl that played Princess Leia did Carrie Fisher's memory, like this and that. I was like, what are you telling me? What are you? So unfortunately, I knew all about the scene prior to seeing it, but I still loved it. She looks beautiful in the role. She's acting just like her. It's just I love it. I love it, and I hate saying I love it so much. I'm usually the hater on these shows, but
well, I haven't heard too much Leia hate yet.
Please don't bully that little girl.
Give it a year.
That's what I said. Please don't bully this little. First, yeah, I think she acted very well. She was a pain in the ass the way Leia should be. She was tough. She was strong. She was sneaky as shit when she tried to steal the robot back from her mother. I thought that was hysterical. I thought that was great. Yeah. Ashley, your first impressions of little Princess Leia?
It was one of those like mind blowing moments. I was like, that's her. Yeah. This whole series, these just first few shows are just those moments where you're like, oh my god, we're getting to see these glimpses of like little Leia and Obi-Wan and all these people who like we forgot about for so long.
And of course, you think they can't come up with another droid. They come up with another droid that every kid's going to want. We got little Lola now, a little handheld droid that they were selling at Celebration. I haven't seen them online yet, though.
We've seen that droid before, right?
Which one? Which one are you talking about?
The one you're talking about.
Which one are you talking about? I'm glad you say it.
And batteries not included.
I was saying batteries not included. It looks just like the same one. I was thinking the same thing. He got a little batteries not included droid. But yeah.
Well, the same people made them.
Is it the same people?
Yeah, same company. Same company that did special effects for batteries not included did this also. I think Lucas.
Well, we also, what a good part about this series, we see that Princess Leia does not want to be a princess. She does not want to be a senator. She does not want to deal with these parties. And then when the family arrives, they make her know that she's not a real Organa. And she's just like, I ain't having this shit. I'm not having it.
Kick their asses,
yeah. She's a tough little, I love it. I love the fact that her and Bale have this special, Jimmy Smith's back, by the way. They have a more of a relationship than I get the mom does. They seem to be a lot closer. And I think he digs her getting in trouble and her being a little pain in the ass. I think he really likes that about her, which I think is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
With him coming back, do you think we get a Mace Windu sighting in this series?
Dude, I hope no one. I can't bring everyone back.
You can't.
You can't bring everyone back. Let some people stay dead, for Christ's sake. The dude fell out of a 1,000-story window.
Everybody does.
Unless someone caught.
Darth Maul was cut in half when he fell that far.
Yeah, and he got all his limbs chopped off.
But he didn't get electrocuted first.
Princess Leia flew through outer space. Like, this happens to everyone.
Let's not talk about that one. Let's not bring that one up. Anyway, we cut back again. Obi-Wan, day 2 of chopping the meat. Again, the same thing. He goes back as the Opie. Bam, that toy shows up. And here's the big scene that we got in the trailer. The first clip, Uncle Owen shows up. Owen Lars not happy with old Ben Kenobi. telling him to stay away, telling him we don't need your help, telling him to get the hell out of here. And Obi-Wan just saying, dude, that kid's mine when it's time. He must be trained. He must be able to do it. And Owen's having absolutely no part of it. I love the dynamics between Ewan McGregor and Joel Egerton. I was so happy when they got Joel Egerton to come back because he is Uncle Owen. And just when you thought they were going to come to fists, here come those damn Inquisitors again. And this time Reva takes charge, and Reva's having none of it. None of it. She threatens basically the whole town, saying, I'm going to kill this man, Owen, and his entire family if you don't tell me where the Jedi is. Fantastic. Fantastic. And he could have very well just said, there's a Jedi right there. But he didn't. Owen stood his ground to a red lightsaber. Balls, dude. That was a lot of balls. Scene. Tell me about the scene. Where your thoughts at?
He's not a rat.
He's not a rat. Simple as that. He's just not. We don't rat on Tatooine.
Yeah, we don't rat over here.
That's great, though.
I thought he was gonna. I thought he was definitely a goner, but I knew he wasn't. I knew he wasn't gonna rat.
And what do you think of him saying that all Jedi are vermin, and I kill vermin on my farm? What a great quote that was. And what a like a nod to Obi-Wan standing like to his right, like, dude, I'll kill you. Is that a way to threaten Obi-Wan if he comes back to the house?
I didn't even see it that way, but maybe.
I kill vermin on my farm. I was like, whoa, that's a little dark, Owen, because, you got Obi-Wan standing 10 feet away, hiding in the shadows. I know that was great, though. That was I'm so giddy about everything that goes on with the show. It's not even fair. Let's cut back to Leia again now. Leia, this time after her family gets an argument, she takes off into the woods again. And here comes the one problem that everyone's had with this show so far, with one of the worst chase scenes probably ever put on film. We find out that Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers is a bounty hunter of some sort. And he is after young Princess Leia with two of his goons. One of the worst running moments. We'll see this little girl running, taking half, and the guy behind her is doing this weird run. And the internet, of course, exploded. I've already seen like 10 different remakes of it, and they're all hysterical. I'm not going to lie. It was great, though. But what do you guys think of Flea during the Star Wars universe? That was out of left field, definitely. Ashley, you go. What happened? You dropped there.
I said it's fan service. Sorry, I think I got muted. Fan service. It's all fan service.
Flea? I don't think Flea is fan service.
Only thing he was missing was those pants with all the teddy bears on them. He would have been chasing her, like looking like Busta Rhymes in the "Give Me Some More" video.
Yeah, again,
so that's exactly what that chase scene reminded me of, the Busta Rhymes video.
Now we got to put that music in behind that scene. And see how it looked. No, I wouldn't call Flea fan service. I there's a lot of people right now who don't know who Flea is at this point.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, but absolutely.
He does play a great scumbag villain type guy.
It was quite the surprise.
I thought it was great. They kidnap her. And next thing you know, Bail has to call the old hotline phone. Ben's phone goes off, the bat phone in his briefcase. He's like, holy shit. And there's Bail saying, you're the only one I trust. You know how important she is. You're the one that has to go get her. And he basically says, nope, I ain't doing it. I got to stay here and watch the kid. I got to watch the brother, the Luke. And he says, she's just as important as he is. You got to go get him. And he says no. Goes on about his day. Goes back to the work. Again, we got more meat. We got more cutting. But this time, as he's walking through town, you find out that the Inquisitors caught the Jedi, Nari, and hung his ass in the town. And that kind of what set Obi-Wan off. Returns home, his LoJack goes off. There's somebody inside. It turns out Bail Organa has made the ride to Tatooine. Finally convinces him to go get her. This was the part that I was waiting to see whether this whole show would take place on Tatooine. And then I was like, it can't. Because people have had enough of Tatooine because of Boba Fett. So here we go. He decides to go get her. Digs up his lightsabers out of the ground. Rey style. I don't want to say Rey style. People get upset when I say Rey style.
Hey, it's true.
It digs up his lightsabers. He obviously has two of them. One of them belonged to Anakin. The other one is his. And that's it. Obi-Wan is off to save Princess Leia. So again, as the credits roll on episode 1, no one thought that we'd see Obi-Wan and Princess Leia, young Princess Leia, together on screen. Ashley, where's your head at during this point?
I was immediately finding the next episode. I was like, all right, I can't wait. We got to go to the next one.
Yeah, there was no
time
wait.
in between.
There was no wait. There was no like break after that. You had to go right to number 2. Rick,
Yep.
what about you?
Same. Keep going. Wanted to binge at that point, but they cut me off at 2.
Oh, I know that's what pissed me off the most too. All right, so we head up into episode 2. We're gonna go through 2 real quick because I can't wait to get to 3. 3, I'm itching to talk about 3. But 2, he lands on what I don't know what the name of the planet was. I forgot the name of the planet. But my favorite part about this already, as he's walking through this shitty ass town, they tracked the ship to where it was. There's a clone trooper sitting on the floor. Tamira Morrison back as another clone trooper begging for money. And this is just another great way to pay tribute to the previous shows that the Empire basically told the clones, you guys are out. You're done. You know, I don't know how they don't have the Order 66 thing still locked in their head, but this is poor guy. Absolutely fantastic scene. Probably my favorite scene in this episode for some reason. I don't know why it clicked so much for me. But I absolutely love seeing Tamira Morrison as a clone.
That's a great observation. That they were robots during the order, and why are they not necessarily robots right now?
Not robots, but they were programmed. They were programmed to obey Order 66, and they had to. Some of them obviously didn't. Some of them found out, and cracked away, as you'll see in Rebels and on Bad Batch and all that stuff. You figure it out.
Yeah, in Bad Batch, they're pretty normal. They just have their orders. That's true. They weren't robots. They were just very dedicated to their cause.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. This planet is basically a drug den. He walks into a whole room with the spice now. Spice is the Star Wars universe's, I want to say, cocaine. Correct?
Methamphetamine.
I think it's all powder, all different colors, all different kinds. And Ewan McGregor's daughter makes her first appearance in the Star Wars universe as the drug dealer. What a great role.
Yeah.
Offering your daddy some drugs. What a great role for your first one in Star Wars. I love it. Yeah, but get this one quick. He tracks Leia down. She's very worried to go with him. She does not want to go with him. She's a feisty little bitch. I thought she was fantastic in this one too. I don't understand the hatred. I really, really don't understand the hatred. Well, speaking of which, let's get to the hatred part. Reva is the character that's getting the most blasted. They don't like her. The toxic fans, I'm saying. They don't like her. She's getting a lot of heat, a lot of stuff about just being too, quoting, black, and just a red. Because you got like 3 aliens and a black girl. Basically what they're saying. It's like, why do you have 3 aliens and then just an angry black girl? It's like, dude, is that really what you're going to focus on?
Why is this the society we live in?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So first of all, give me your thoughts on Reva, the character, the actress, and am I the only one who doesn't understand the hatred?
Yeah, no, I think she's a badass. Like, I would not fuck with the third sister, ever. I think she killed that. I think she kills that role. Yeah. Especially in the 3rd episode. I think that she absolutely knocks it out of the park.
Mm-hmm. Rick?
I don't know why I was being super socially conscious while I was watching both of these episodes. But something that I noticed at the end of this episode was the 2 big bads in the last couple of series seem to be people of color, with Giancarlo Stanton and then now her here. And I was like, wow, this is so different from what I'm used to. The Empire's, it's usually like white guys as generals telling people what to do. Like, their army is pretty mixed, but you never see people of color in positions of power as bad guys, and as good guys all the time, but never really as bad guys. So I noticed that observation, and then I said, wait, this is like, we're expanding the universe now. Now we're getting to meet everyone. Were we really going to have like 1 million bad guys and none of them be a person of color that's in control, that's in charge? I was like, that would be a greater slap in the face. So when I came to that, that realization, this is an expanded universe. You have to expand your thinking. And then I really was very accepting of people of color as bad guys in these roles that are new, and I loved her character. I think that she has a redemption arc in this series. I'm going to call it now. I do this on Grammys all the time.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you guys.
Something random.
That's what I wanted to ask you guys. I think there's something off about her.
Right.
And her obsession with Obi-Wan. I don't think it's just to please Vader. I think there's something more to this character. I don't think she technically wants to be. I might be wrong. I don't think she wants to be bad. I think there's something there that we're not seeing yet. Right. You know what I'm saying?
She's like overly obsessed with Obi-Wan. It's not like I need to find him and I'm gonna get his ass. It's I need him now.
Yeah, I need him for a reason. Yeah, I don't see that as a. Of course, it could just be maybe somebody just felt he abandoned them. But why just him? Why not? You know, why is he so obsessed with him? Is it just because of Vader?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I see.
So it's really weird. But what she does, she disobeys the Grand Inquisitor at all turns. And in this episode, she puts out, they tell her not to do anything, just to lay low, we'll get him. Instead, she says, nope, I'm putting out a bounty on his head. And to get every bounty hunter in the planet to be looking for them. And it works, because every bounty hunter starts going after Obi-Wan. And can we talk about the fact that Obi-Wan's a goddamn ninja? I mean, has anybody, the dude can fight.
He's terrible with the handgun, though.
Well, of course, because they're not a civilized weapon. They're not civilized. But he is
this
a
guy
badass.
like an excellent stormtrooper with this.
Is this the first time we've seen a Jedi punch somebody? Like this is like really, like I'm like, holy shit, the dude can fight. And that was my most favorite part, I think, of Obi-Wan's character's point. He's kicking major ass. He's taking on 2-3 guys apiece. Of course, he has the Force, which allows him to, anticipate more than other guys. But still, the fact that he's kicking major ass, I thought was great. So anyway, this does lead to him escaping. Reva, again, not having it. She might about to track him down. They get him in this warehouse where they're waiting for a ship to get off this planet. The Grand Inquisitor shows up, tells her to knock it off. You're not going to get my role. You're not going to be in my job. She says, okay. Puts a lightsaber right through the guy's gut. Not only does he does that, but she goes into Warriors mode. Obi-Wan. I'm like, where's the Warriors? I was like, where are the Warriors? She's taunting his ass. And then she reveals the biggest holy shit moment of the episode. She knows who Anakin Skywalker is. She knows that Darth Vader, and so she says he is alive. And the look on Obi-Wan's face was goddamn priceless. And at that moment, I was like, first of all, how does Reva know who he is? Because if you know that information, he's coming for you. You're not allowed to walk around with that information. He will kill you. So again, now we have some kind of relationship between Vader and Reva that we don't know about yet. So tell me what you guys thought of through the ending. What do you think Reva's character is going to be, and why does she know who Anakin Skywalker really is? Throw out a theory if you got one.
Rick, do you have anything?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this all day. All right. So I think she's going to get a redemption arc. That's the hill I'm going to die on. Now, why I think she has such an issue is with Obi-Wan. I think because she was a Jedi, I believe that she is the little girl that we see in the opening. I believe that she saw Anakin slaughtering her fellow students. And she knew that Obi-Wan trained Anakin because she's training to be a Jedi. Obviously, she knows the hierarchy. And then for whatever reason, she knows that he's Darth Vader. Now, my explanation for why she knows he's Darth Vader is Anakin's relationship with Ahsoka. Like, he always has like I think he might just have a thing for his, apprentice being a female apprentice. Like, I think he might have taken her as his next Ahsoka, and so that's how she knows things about him. This is all made up in my mind, but kind of makes sense to me.
I don't know if she has the hots for Vader. Vader's not too sexy, Carolyn. I know. Some people might think Vader's sexy. I mean, I think Vader's kind of sexy myself, but
hey, looks aren't everything.
People are just some weird shit, y'all.
People are weird shit, and I never understood the women like this is my Vader bikini lingerie. I don't get it. Like, oh, you want me to wear that? No, it's stupid. It's Darth Vader, for Christ's sake. I don't want to be attracted to Darth Vader.
We live in a world where Kardashian is
where's some
and anything goes.
Like, where's some Princess Leia shit? Don't come at me with a Chewbacca wig on. I think that's gonna turn me on.
Whoa.
So anyway, the very closing, and I think this is a very key moment. Again, this is my opinion. Obi-Wan sitting there, the realization setting in, and he says very quietly, Anakin. And then we cut right away to the back to tank. And you see for the first time Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader in the tank. I think that's the moment he released himself into the Force again. And by accident made that connection with Anakin. Anakin's like, I got your ass. Because that was it. Now they know. That was the connection made. That's just my opinion. I hope it's true. Maybe it's not true. But we'll see. You guys like that theory?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I like that theory. It makes sense for why he would find him in the next episode. Or why he'd even be looking for him.
Yeah. Why do you think he was still alive? Well, again,
right.
We're going to have a lot of stories to tell with that first 10 years, so I hope they go back and tell it in some form or another.
They have a back to tank, so now they can do all the flashbacks they want.
That's right.
It's true.
That's what the back to tank's for. It heals you, but it also reveals all your memories.
Yeah. How many dudes in the Star Wars universe go back in there to think about their girlfriends from high school?
That's where you go to relax. That's where you go to relax and relax with your thoughts. So episode 3 rolled around last Wednesday. This was the one I've been waiting for. It opens up, of course, the best way possible. Darth Vader in his back to tank on Mustafar in his castle. And if anyone knows me, when they revealed his castle in Rogue One, I almost shit my pants in the movie theater. Almost, because that was a thing from Legends that I never thought I would get to see. They revealed it. I was like, holy shit. Again, we see it again. He comes out. He got a nice big ass chair for himself too. I love it. And he props to Hayden Christensen too, by the way. He got the walk down. He got that smooth Darth Vader walk down.
So that's not him in the suit.
That is him in the suit.
No, it's a third actor in the suit.
No, some scenes it is.
The one you see his face, it is.
No, there's some scenes where he is Vader. I can send you the link.
All right.
I'll send you the link. He is Vader. I'm not saying he's the only one. He is, because I don't think he did a lot of the stunts. He did a couple of them, but not too many of them. But yeah, he's talking to Reva. Reva says, "Listen, we know where he is. He's on one of these 3 planets." And he says, do everything you have to do to find him. I want him alive. Do what you got to do, and you will be the Grand Inquisitor. She says, done. Cut again. So now they live in their nice little big. Why do people always live in the middle of the water? Like these big. They build these big bases in the middle of the water. That's where the Inquisitors are.
That's America's the same way. The nicest houses are these giant mansions in the middle of nowhere.
Right next to the water.
Right next to the water. They're in the water. They're in the ocean, though. They want to live in the ocean. Yeah, so we got the Inquisitors. Again, they just don't like each other, these Inquisitors. Well, they just don't like Reva, I should say. And she
That's
basically...
true. You never see them fight amongst each other. It's just her.
And I forget, was it the brother? I don't know what brother. The 5th brother? Which brother is he?
Han is the 5th brother.
Yeah, I know Han. I know he's Han from Fast and Furious. We'll call him Han for now. Yeah, Han tells her basically, that's my seat. You're not getting my seat. You sit down and relax. And she says, well, I just talked to Lord Vader, and he wants this done. And as soon as you say Lord Vader, they all shit themselves. So they send the probes out, and I was like, ooh, the probes. I'm getting that tattoo next, an Imperial probe droid. I have to have one of those. Nice. I love those droids. So that was our first. And by the way, James Earl Jones sounds 15 times better than he did in Rogue One. Phenomenal voice job. 92
years old.
He probably did that shit from his toilet or his bed. He was like, just give me the mic and I'll do it. Because Rogue One was a little shaky to me, but of course I let it go because I don't care because he was so badass in that movie. But but this one it was so much better, and he hit the enunciations, especially when he said "sister." I was like, "Ooh, that's fucking James Earl Jones right there." When he said "third sister," I was like, "Thank you." Around that shit. Sister, thank you, love it. Move on. So we cut away to what's that? Again? My notes are bad. The name of the planet where they were on, I forget. Anyway, we got Obi-Wan and Leia walking through basically a mining place. They escape. They're rolling down the street, and here comes my boy Freck. Like you said, it was Zach Braff. Roll up. He looks like a possum with tentacles.
Yeah, it's real weird.
That was good CGI.
I was all about Freck, right? I was like, dude, I love the way he talked. Even my son was like, he doesn't supposed to talk like that. I was like, I don't know. I think I'm digging it. He's like your run of the mill regular truckers. Hop on. And then
so he's an Empire rat.
That's right. My favorite part was Obi-Wan sees that flag, and he's like, "Where are you guys from?" They say they're from Tall, the father-daughter combo from Tall. They're farmers, and he's like, "Oh, good people out there, loyal to the Empire. Nothing wrong with Little Order, right? You guys pay your respect." And they're like, "Yeah, we do." And again, like me and you, Freck, Empire all the way. I pay tribute all the way. And again, another great scene is them talking when Princess Leia says to him, "You know who my mother is, don't you? And are you my father?" And he's like, "I am not your father."
I'm not gonna lie, I teared up a little at that one.
And then Obi-Wan goes into hit. I remember my father's hands. I remember my mother's shawl. I think I had a brother. That's one of those scenes where if you don't really remember, Jedi steal you from your. Again, another reason why I say the Jedi are bad. They steal you from your family. They do. They take you from your family when you're very young. And you ever wonder what happens if they refuse to give you a kid? Now that kid has the potential to fall to the dark side. Do the Jedi maybe say, "Hey, either give us a kid or we'll take the kid"? I don't know.
Maybe we see that in the series you were saying with the young Kiko. Maybe we see that.
If I can quote Anakin Skywalker, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'll quote him like that. But that was a fantastic scene. And that was a scene where I said to myself, please leave this little girl alone. Please don't pick this little girl. Please don't bother with this. Please don't bully her into rehab like you did poor Jake Lloyd. And Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar, almost killed himself. I mean,
that Jar Jar was bad, though.
But to bully someone so they almost kill themselves? Like, he went into a deep depression.
That's harsh.
It is. Super harsh.
That's harsh.
I mean, the guy had a bad script. What are you going to do?
He had a bad character, not a bad script.
He had a bad character. I'm not going to knock Jar Jar. I like Jar Jar. Well, I don't like him. I don't hate him either. So as far as the episode now, where are you guys at with this episode so far? What are you liking? What are you not liking? What are you digging? What are you not digging? Tell me.
I'm on the edge of my seat at this point because, like, you know what Freck's intentions are, and you also know what Obi-Wan and Leia's intentions are, and they have this whole storyline that they have to stick to, or else, like, their cover is blown. So, like, I was just on the edge of my seat, obviously wanting more, but at the same time, I was really nervous.
You did think Freck was going to turn out to be the bad guy?
I mean, he was part of the Empire, so yeah. And, like,
I wasn't sure he was. I wasn't sure he was going to rat him out. I just thought maybe, he's loyal and he'll move on. But yeah, of course he did turn out to be an asshole. But
right.
Hey, what are you going to do?
I thought in this scene, and now I'm linking it back to the thing you said earlier with him being disconnected to the Force. I thought they were going to survive this scene with him doing a little hand waving.
Yeah, I did
too. I thought about that.
And he didn't, he never, and the way he was sitting, like, it looked like he might have, but he never did.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought he was going to give a little weak-minded. You guys are weak-minded, but they had some great. Have you ever seen a Jedi? I don't know what a Jedi looks like. What do they look like? Right. And then when he calls Leia,
the banter is always great between stormtroopers.
It is. It's fantastic. I want to know who they were. I was wondering if they were actually real, like guest stars. I thought they were great. And even when Luke calls, when Obi-Wan calls her the wrong name, they're like, "Hey, that's the wrong name. Why'd you said that?" And he went to the whole, "We miss her mother. It's been a rough time." And when she turns to him and says, "I see her mother in her face," I was like, "God damn it, he's talking about Padme. God damn it. Why are you tugging at my heartstrings like this? Don't do this. I don't want to see this anymore."
Poor Padme died from a broken heart.
She was choked to death, Rick. Come on. If you read the comic book, he did some damage to her. But yeah, I know the movie was a broken heart. But I kind of ignore that. I kind of ignore that, but that's just my option. So yeah, the stormtroopers get out. They think they're safe, and they pull up to another stop. And Freck's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. I got this." And he actually goes down and rats them out, saying, "You got to check out these two." And Obi-Wan says, "We ain't gonna do it." They call the Imperial Pro Droid to take a face, and right before they get his face, he shoots him, goes into ninja mode, kicks some major ass again. But then the troop carrier shows up, more stormtroopers get out. Turns out that this chick, Imperial officer, shoots them all in the back. Spy time. Love it.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shoots them all in the back.
Hello?
Oh, that's that stupid house phone.
That's my phone ringing. I hate to do this, but I gotta go, guys.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I gotta get ready for the 8:30 episode. I appreciate you having me on, Tim. Rick,
Actually,
nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, Ashley.
Anytime you want, and I'll be watching Disney later. I will be promoting your show, of course.
Sounds good.
I catch you later. So he gets out of it. We turn out we have a spy amongst the Imperials. She gets them out. She gets them into the town, into a place which I thought was fascinating, where a lot of Jedi have gone.
Mm-hmm.
They all write their name on the wall. They all write the symbol on the wall. And one of the men mentioned was Quinlan Vos, which is if you know, like I did.
We saw him in another movie, didn't we?
And the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
He is in the background when Qui-Gon's walking through the town with them and they first get there. He is sitting down at a cafe. He's got like that band across his eyes.
Right.
That is Quinlan Vos. And they said he's there all the time, helping people escape. So we may actually get Quinlan Vos in one of these episodes, which would be cool. Absolutely outstanding. I'm hoping so. Where were we now? Oh yeah, so we'll get into the best part. The best part. The Imperial Pro Droid sends back the information. Inquisitors know where they are. They go right after him. We don't know that Vader's on his way yet. We just think the Inquisitors are coming. Turns out this chick's been helping people escape through secret tunnel. They're gonna take him through a secret tunnel to a ship, and then Obi-Wan goes into fits, starts having that feeling, looks out the window, and there we see it, the shadow, the helmet, Lord Goddamn Vader. And again, you're expecting him right away to kind of like know where Obi-Wan is, but again, I really think he was hiding his presence, hiding as far as, he separates from Leia, says, you go there because I'm too much of a risk. And then, holy shit, Darth Vader just starts walking down the street. Wham! Force chokes a guy. Force chokes a guy. This kid comes out and says, no. Chokes the kid, throws him against the wall, snaps his neck. I was like, did I just see that? Rick, what are you thinking at this point?
I thought we were going to get a rehash of the Rogue One where he just bodies everyone walking down the street. So that's what I was like, I was like, this is the road we're going to go down. So I was a little surprised when he stopped with the murderer and then the stuff.
I mean, the kid, he wasn't like a 10-year-old, but I mean, he was like a teenager.
I think he killed like a father and a son, yeah.
Yeah, he killed the father and snapped the son's neck. I was like, holy shit. You never thought we were going to see it, especially, Disney-fied, if you're going to get something like that. But yeah, he's just walking on the street, moving stuff, seeing people hiding. Like, I know you're there. I know you're there. And he comes up to the door where where he might see Leia, and Obi-Wan sends out that little boop, and Vader knows right away where Obi-Wan is, and the chase is on. And now Vader turns into Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers. This is my one.
Jason Voorhees with LA gear lights on. He's wearing Christmas lights.
But this is my one problem. It's like he's like Jason. He just calmly walks. Obi-Wan's running full speed, and he just calmly walks and just keeps catching him at every turn. But the fear on Obi-Wan's face was fantastic because you know what's going to happen between now and Episode 4, even Rebels for that matter. When Darth Maul meets him in Rebels, he's calm. He's gray, but he's calm. He's cool. He's collected. He's like, I don't care you're here, dude. I'll kill you. I'll chop you in half. Episode 4, calm, cool, collected. This one, terrified of Anakin Skywalker. Absolutely terrified of what he's seeing. And then the chase is on. So again, Rick, your first thoughts when he lights that lightsaber and Obi-Wan's face doesn't know what the hell to make of Vader. What's going through your mind at this point?
Reminded me of the Order 66, only this time it's red. And I was just thinking of how the imagery with how dark it is and his black outfit with these lightsabers. I was just thinking that this scene is going to be insane. This fight is going to be insane.
And to make it more, towards Episode 4, his eyes are reddish.
Right.
They are reddish in Episode 4, if you haven't noticed that before. And the fact that they put that in there, I think it adds to the scene as far as seeing his eyes with the silhouette and the lightsaber, which I thought was like, And then the first conversation, the first words, you can't hide from me, Obi-Wan. And he says, what has happened to you? and he says, "I am what you made me." That's it. I was done. I was done. I could have just rolled over in a ball. I was in a ball like this, like a fetus. I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. I can't take much more of this. And then Obi-Wan has no choice but to fight, and he doesn't. Not 1 ounce of offense.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. What was that about?
I just think he's been, I said 10 years with no force. I think he's just beat up. I think he's terrified. I think that the fact that it's Anakin Skywalker is just not, and he's basically crying out to Qui-Gon. Like, dude, you got to help me. Something's going on here. And Vader is just unmerciful. No matter where he goes, he catches him, corners him into this little quarry, sets this shit on fire, force chokes him into the sky, drags him into the fire, which I was like,
fireproof beard and hair.
Drags him in there and says, "You are going to suffer the way I suffered." Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But he never burned him.
He burned his robe. He burned his robe.
He burned his robe a little. But
well,
then
he might be burnt.
The rebel spy had the high ground.
She had the high ground. You can't mess around with the high ground. Vader saw her up there and went, "Shit, I can't do nothing." I thought the same thing. Because, again, the part of you, and I'm sure a lot of people are saying, well, Vader could have leapt over that fire to gone after him. He could have walked through it. He could have did something.
He could have just moved the fire to the side.
But it's not storytelling, people. You got to let some things go. Anticipation, storytelling. I mean, he could have, sure. He could have done anything he wanted to.
He was playing with his food.
Yeah, he could have had a Star Destroyer and fucking blow the planet up he didn't have to go down there. Could have done anything he wanted. But it's just called storytelling, people.
He became a Bond villain for a second.
Yeah, you want to play with your food before you eat. You want to torture him. You want to reveal all your secrets before you kill somebody. It's a classic villain mistake.
This is the Death Star.
Yeah, it's a classic villain mistake, and he made a villain mistake. But I think his hatred and his anger, he just wants Obi-Wan to suffer. But yeah, the rebel spy and the loader droid get him out. Vader just watches him go like, "Dude, I got you. Like, I'm gonna get you again. I got you." And I mean, at this point, Rick, where's your mind at watching this goddamn scene that we've been waiting how long to see these two on screen together again?
I'm wondering how the hell he's supposed to beat Vader next time they fight.
Now, do you think we're going to get another meeting between them before the show's over?
Yeah, but he's going to have to fight Vader with somebody else on his side. We're going to have to get like an Osaka sighting or something. Like somebody else is going to have to join him, another Jedi, to fight Vader off. Obviously, he's not going to kill Vader. Obviously, Vader's not going to kill him. They both exist 20 years later. So, but
maybe Quinlan Voss.
Maybe Quinlan Voss. And for the same reasons that the Inquisitors, they're not Jedi and they're not Sith. They're not masters. They're good. They're great. They're not masters, though. But they hunt in threes. And as you saw when Darth Maul fought the two, when he fought Anakin and Obi, like, it took two of them to beat him. And I think that Inquisitors go with the same thing. Like, it's three of us and one of you. And I think when Darth Vader fights Ben Kenobi, whatever you want to call him, when he fights him again, it's going to have to be two Jedi versus the one Darth Vader.
That's a good point. I actually like that point. I'm not sure if we're even going to get to see a rematch one more time. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe this was
it takes place in the Osaka series.
Maybe that's possible.
So
possible.
We're calling it a Japanese state.
But I mean, yeah. But even like you said, though, like the Inquisitors even said about Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's different. They said they made it perfectly clear. We're hunting these little guys. Obi-Wan's a completely different story. Like, you can't take, like they told her, you can't take him by yourself. The Grand Inquisitor told Reva that. You cannot take him by yourself. He's on another level. So let Lord Vader handle him, and she just completely ignored him and stabbed him through the stomach. So I think you're right about that. If we're going to get them fighting again, there has to be a second Jedi to get killed to let Obi-Wan get out again.
Right. I think the focus of this series is going to be his spiritual journey, though. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, he's the only Jedi that, like, disappeared himself.
Yeah.
Like, every other Jedi died, and they're, like, ghost. But he...
No, not every Jedi.
Well, the ones that Anakin was a Force ghost.
Oh, Qui-Gon is the one who started.
Qui-Gon is a Force ghost.
Qui-Gon taught Yoda.
When Yoda died, but we saw Yoda die, and then we saw him become a Force ghost.
Yeah.
But Ben Kenobi was like, they were swinging at him, and he Jesus Christ transfigured, like took his body with him.
Yeah, well, see,
everybody else left their body behind except for him.
Yeah, because Qui-Gon
was killed.
Well, he's the one who came up with it.
Right.
He's the one who discovered it because he said that in episode 3. Yoda says Qui-Gon came back, taught me how to do it. I'm going to teach you. Obviously, he doesn't know how to do it yet because he.
Right.
But I think we are going to get Liam Neeson by the end of this series talking to Qui-Gon, which is going to again.
Yeah,
blow your mind
think
out.
It's going to be the big deal of this is going to be his spiritual journey, and I think the background is going to be baby Luke and baby Leia.
Like I said too, it's where does he go from scared, frightened, weak-willed Obi-Wan that he is in this to the quiet, calm, confident badass he is in episode 4 as an older man.
Well, no, in 3 episodes.
Exactly. I think we're getting that in the next 3 episodes, and I'm hoping they do another season of this. I really do.
I hope so too. I don't know if they will, but I hope they do.
Because you don't forget, you got 10 years before that you could tell between, right. And then you got 10 more after that you could tell stories. So, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
But once he goes into hiding again, they never know where he is because they obviously goes back to Tatooine and they have no idea he's there. But I do like how the show kind of played on the fact that they knew a Jedi was on Tatooine. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's Obi-Wan. It's Obi-Wan." Nope, somebody else. we fooled you. 8:24. Good. Skyline's getting ready to come on. Rick, any final words before we get the hell out of here?
No. Super excited for episode 4.
Wednesday.
I feel like I got a lot of things wrong and a lot of things right. I just can't wait for one more hour of just dragging myself through it.
I'm not even trying to predict yet. Not yet. I don't know where they're going to go. I don't know where they're going to go. But Reva got, I forgot about the worst part. Reva got Princess Leia.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that turns out. Now, I think personally, Vader or whoever is like send her back. Because they're not really the Empire yet. They are, but they're not. Because at this point, most of the galaxy still thinks the Empire is good. It wasn't until the Death Star where most of them were like, oh shit, these aren't the guys we thought they were.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So still the part of the galaxy. And they'll be like, listen, this is a senator's daughter, you asshole. Send her back to her father. Because Bail Organa is technically big in the Senate because there is still a Senate at this point in time. So I don't know how big the reveal is going to be of her getting home. But I kind of have a feeling that's what it's going to be.
Meanwhile, she's a Jedi, and they will have control of a Jedi, yet they can't tell that it's a Jedi.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that there's something weird with Luke and Leia. You can't tell.
Yeah.
Again, you got to let some things go, man. You got to let some things go.
What do you mean, like the complete lack of security cameras in any Star Wars movie? Apparently, Obi-Wan is the only person that considers security measures at his cave.
Hey,
other than that...
you don't want to walk in as some Tusken Raider stealing your shit or, Jawas, he said. He's smart.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Rick, thank you very much for coming on. You're welcome most anytime that you want. Coming up directly after the show in about 5 minutes is Skyline Reviews with Ashley. She will be here talking about all things Disney. If you want to know, she's the one. The other shows we got Empire 161. That's our New York Yankee show with Eddie and Lisa. We got Put in the Book show. That's our Met show with the boss, Steve, Faraci, Keith, and Rodriguez. Granny's Peach Tea. You like comic book movies, comic book TV shows? Watch that show. That's with Ed and Jason. Double O Deep Dive is running down its James Bond movie. It's almost done there, but Double O Deep Dive the Deep Dive show will continue, but with a different thing. Right now, they're finishing up James Bond. That is with Jason, Ginny, and Ed always guest hosts on there. You like wrestling? If you do, the Just Too Sweet show. Me and my man Eric do that usually on Tuesdays. All things wrestling all the time. And also we have Friday night. Tomorrow night we have the A to Z program. That is our resident talk show host with host Eric Zant. And I am the Ed McMahon on that show. Our new show is also with Don. He has a show called Am I on the Air? He does movie reviews, all kinds of cool stuff. And we have a basketball show, even though the NBA Finals, they still doing their thing. I'm not sure what the show's called, though. I'm not really sure. Sorry, boss. I'm not sure. But those guys like from Tasmania or something, like some kind of crazy ass country doing American basketball. It's phenomenal. You guys should definitely check that out. If I missed any show, I apologize. Rick, your show is coming.
Old Dirty Podcast still on the way.
Still on the way.
Still on the way.
Is it the Fight Club? Is it still the Fight Club, or is it just you changing that up?
No, it's been changed up to the Old Dirty Podcast.
Okay.
So we are gonna stick to UFC, just all MMA, boxing, but also like just America culture.
Nice.
So I will there will you know about my love for I guess for lack of a better word, midget wrestling. I mean that's still what they call it when I go to the shows. So I do plan on going to some shows locally, and I do plan on like filming what I see at those shows and sharing them. So it is a fight podcast, but it will expand into other genres that are particularly American culture based.
Nice. Okay, I wait for that. Definitely the midget wrestling part. You can come on our show too if you ever want to bring some midget wrestling footage with you. We'll gladly watch that on the Just Too Sweet show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. We will be back next week. Not sure what day. We will discuss episode 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Mr. Tim Tabala saying, never tell me the odds. Have a good one, guys.